What is up, Ballsville? This is Alex Westlex on Sleeper, presenting you with a brand new podcast. This is the Ballsville update. We're going to use this in season to take a closer look into individual Ballsville happenings throughout all leagues. We're over 200 leagues now. So anything that stands out, whether it's playoff races in the later postseason or if it's a record-breaking week score total. The current record is 287, which was actually broken last year in one of the big games, and I wish I could remember the person to give them their props. I don't right now. So the reason we're here today is this is going to be our pilot episode for the Ballsville update. I won't normally be alone. I don't mind doing it, but I will have Sarah as my co-host in the future, and we might have people pop in from here and there. The purpose of this show is going to be to help you proceed with the game. There's a lot of confusing factors with wagering. When we get to those weeks, you'll be able to pop on and we'll be live at that point, and you can ask your questions and I'll be here to answer them. That way you get legitimate, concise answers that aren't going to lead you down a wrong direction. We do have something for you today to demonstrate what we're going to do. Today's episode, we're going to give you a peek behind the curtain to something that we're developing. We've been building this for a while. It's weeks in the making. It was all about, linking things together, and we're going to continue to develop it into the season. When we talk about a paywall, what we have here is going to be behind a paywall eventually. But for you that are here now, that are listening to this, that are with Ballsville before the season begins, you're going to have 3 weeks before kickoff to go on to the website and check out our brand new tools section. So the way that the tools are going to work, there'll be a link on the front page. You can scroll down and find different categories. Right here, we have 2 from our friend Sticky Picky. If you're in a league with him, I consider him somewhat of a genius. I don't know how he does what he does, but we'll get to his magic in a minute. So we have Sticky Setup. We have Sticky Scoreboards. We have Connor's Corner and the Joe Street Journal. And as an added bonus, because this will be behind a paywall for Patreons, we'll get to that in a minute as well, we have a library, which is going to be certain things like our managers meetings that we have on Mondays. We're going to record those and drop them on the website for you guys to take a peek at. Maybe you have some suggestions and stuff. Maybe you join us while we're in that lobby and kind of give us some insight, some critiques, and maybe we consider it. That's how we got to our current redraft game, is by your guys' critiques from the last season. So Connor is going to have a player analysis, and he's actually going to do player values for Dynasty. Connor and JoJo will have the Dynastyville podcast throughout the season. They're going to do episodes in the next 3 weeks to get people caught up with how our Dynasty leagues are set up. We have the Dragons of Dynasty, which are 16 leagues, 6 leagues for that game. 16, sorry. And we have the Heroes of Dynasty, which are also 16 leagues, and they face off. They don't face each other. They will have the option to do a little something week 18 for the grand champions of each game. But other than that, they really don't have any interaction with each other, but they're both really spectacular games. So Connor and JoJo will be talking Dynasty all year long, the same way they did with Rookieville, telling you, who's a value, who they don't believe in, and whatnot. Here's Stickies, Sticky Setup, the library, and the Joe Street Journal. So if you're with us last year, JoJo did a remarkable job. I think he had like a 78 success rate. We calculated it at one time, but he was winning people money. It was great content. It was well put together, very thorough, very concise. So this year, what we're going to do is JoJo's going to have his dedicated page. You're going to be able to check in there and see when he updates his DFS content, which is usually Saturday night before the main slate. You're also going to have links to Ballsville DFS contests, so you can join JoJo and other Ballsville players, get in there and take each other's money the entire time. You're also going to have some promo codes if you want to check out a format and get started there. JoJo's going to be there to help you out. So we'll take a look inside of Sticky Setup here. This is going to be tools that are going to help you with your leagues. He calls it the Fantasy Arsenal by Sticky Picky, Mr. Sean Pickworth. So again, this guy I consider a genius. You're going to come in here, you're going to enter your sleeper name, you're going to log in, and it's going to start spitting out a lot of information for you. You can do your player stock. You can do best ball or non-best ball. We'll do best ball for the purpose of this. Look at how cool this is. So it's loading, and you guys are going to be the beta testers. So Sticky has asked us, if there's any kind of issues with it, go ahead and shoot him a DM. He's not hard to find on the Discord or on Sleeper. It is Sticky Picky. But you can see here, pretty accurate. Quentin Johnson had 20 shares in best ball because he falls so far, and in a best ball format, if he has those boom games where he catches 1 or 2 touchdowns and loses me an important week before playoffs. Okay. Yeah, this is accurate here. We got Quentin Johnson. If you know me, like I like Cam Scatterboo, and I like the upside of Jalen Milroe. And Tyler Conklin, somebody I talked about on one of the podcasts. These are all my players here, so it's very accurate. I've seen other ones that aren't accurate. You can come up here and go, to your other tools, and he's got some things in the works that he's going to develop. And as he develops, he'll drop them on here, and this page will be updated instantly. And for Mr. Sean's second tool, you can see he's scanning because this is going to be your leaderboards. This is going to be data gathered from all of our games. You'll be able to sort by year, by game, by division, and by leagues. These two right here had a bug coming over when he transferred it, so he's going to be working on that and getting that situated. But this is an important tool because you get to see the competition. If you're in any of the best ball games, and you're scoring, you're over 1,000 points in week 5, 6, and you're like, oh, I'm blowing it out of the water. To see how many people are over 1,000 points at this point, you can literally go over here and take a peek inside every league, see every player. You can narrow it down to a division and go and see who your division leaders are, what they scored throughout the season, and kind of their trend. If you wanted to sort by week and you're thinking whether or not you're going to wager, you're on a streak, and you go see your competition and they're scoring less points and just happen to win their league, that might influence you to wager. So this is going to be an ongoing tracker that you're going to be able to, work yourself throughout the season. And for our, non-Patreon supporters, you'll still have access to scoreboards, but you'll be having to wait until we update them on the site, which will be after each slate. And that's going to be those tools. And like I said, if you were there last time, you saw Joey's content. So that content will be behind a paywall. That's what we talked about. You're going to have 3 weeks to test out those tools for free, to be the beta testers, give your critique. The paywall, we decided, will be about $9.99. You're going to get access to these tools. You're going to get some behind-the-scenes stuff. You're going to get priority in the Discord. And you're going to get entered into periodic raffles throughout the month where we give away free entries, our discounts, how we do. For our Patreon supporters, you guys will be automatically entered into anything we do as one of your perks. And as things continue to develop, then what we offer you is going to be increasing as we go along. So to browse over the weekly podcast lineup, this is a rough draft. There's some fine tuning. Sean and Scott and I need to get together and get all the bolts and nuts, sorted out. So on Monday, we'll have a managers meeting, and if you're a Patreon subscriber, you'll have access to that, like we discussed. And on Mondays is also going to be the Guillotine Pod, which if you haven't seen it, that's great content, and nobody really has a lot of Guillotine content out there. And Sean and Connor, they know Sean Connor, Terminator, right? They know what they're talking about. So I tuned in on Monday. They had their first show, and it was great, even though Guillotine's barely kicking off for them. Now, Guillotine is not a Ballsville game technically. It's not represented by any of these planets or any of our iBots. It's not on the website. But Guillotine is one of our outlier fun things that we do. We do support it. We do trust Sean and Connor to run a solid game, of course. We have 12 players just joined a pirate league that we're going to pilot. And then if you're with us last year, the triathlon game, that was a pilot league, and now that's a full-blown Ballsville game. So Guillotine might be one of our games in the future, but there is an iBot for it, and it is pretty cool stuff. So make sure you tune in on Mondays. The first episode's already up. Tuesdays, you know them, you love them, or at least you have a good chuckle. It's going to be Jimbo's show. It's going to be living on the waiver wire with Jimbo, So you can imagine what that's going to be like. He's going to have the first shot at reactions from the weekend, a little recap of the games. He's going to tell you who's going to be hot product on the waiver wire. On Wednesdays, the slot that we're used to, you're going to have Sean and Scott. They're going to do their thing. It's going to be a little bit more buttoned down. It's going to be their vibe, which if you didn't watch last night's show, I guess it was the 7th of August. Funniest show yet. I mean, we were cracking up. We watched the show here live in my house, and it was excellent. So do yourself a favor, watch that show. The reason why we're doing this and kind of separating our material is to give you a more targeted product where you can go and tune into the things you like and bypass the things you don't. Maybe you don't want to hear me get, Ballsville centric and you want to talk football. Join Scott and Sean. If you're into Guillotine or you need help with Guillotine or you're in one of those leagues and you want to see a strategy that you haven't considered, tune in on Mondays. Or wait for Fridays when you have Dynastyville. If you watch Rookieville, you see the chemistry that JoJo and Connor have. Jump in there and support those guys. No matter what you do, we appreciate it when you give a like and a comment. It helps us, algorithms, maybe, I don't know. We're not trying to blow up, but we do want credibility. When people see our videos, when we send them there and they go and see what we're about, we like to have a kind of an edge above the rest. Anybody can put on a camera and say what's up, but we provide you with this custom imagery, with the flow, with some well-prepared material. We do that because we want to accentuate the game and give you guys the best experience for your dollar by, for playing over here at Ballsville. We know you have options, plenty of crap out there, but we're here to stay and we're here for you. So a real quick segment, since I'm doing a monologue, I had it in my notes here that I wanted to kind of give you guys a little peek of what Ballsville means to me, while I have your attention or not. So the reason Ballsville was created was because I had so many instances where I was scammed, where I won and I wasn't paid, or I waited a year and then the league safe rolled over and nobody objected to it, and then the commissioner took the money out. Or, there was rule changes mid-season, like we actually watched the rules getting changed, scoring, and the guy denied it and it benefited his team. Or even almost worse, when you have two friends in the league and they trade with each other. We've had people, I just lent them a player, it was Keenan Allen. I just let him borrow Keenan Allen because he was on bye week. Okay, that doesn't work. It's collusion. So Ballsville is designed to protect the players. It's designed to give you a fun experience where it's not going to get ruined by haters, trolls, losers, and we have a code of conduct for a reason. So we're here to protect you, provide you with a safe place, reward you for your support of us, and deliver the goods when it's time to pay out, when it's time to score these, when you see the games play out and you realize like, hey, these guys they took attention to detail and thought of all the little things, and I don't have to worry about, what does this phrase mean in the rules, because that can be interpreted other ways. We let you know going in what it's going to be like, so you know what to expect. And some of you have been with us all 5 years, so you know what to expect, and there's a reason why people come back. And we're not for everybody, and that's okay. So for me, it's nice and bittersweet to see the podcast evolve. Everybody has wings. Everybody's so fluent in producing their own podcast, and we kind of band together at times, and it's always a good time. But for now, for 2025 in the season, we are going to kind of spread out our assets a little bit, and we're going to all jump into the deep end and do our thing, put it together. For me personally, something like this is difficult for me to do because I'm just talking to nobody. I really don't like my own voice at times, so I don't listen to this stuff. But the information that I have that I want you guys to know is more important than anything else. So I don't have a problem jumping on and getting everybody up to speed. So yeah, it'll be easier to consume this product when you know what you're going into. You're not going to get caught up in triathlon talk when you're watching Dynastyville. So you don't expect things to go off the rails. So Ballsville right now, we have redraft open. Go support that. Jimbo's Bimbos and Sorry for Cussing Christopher have done an amazing job recruiting. We filled the first 8 leagues in 7 days. And then we didn't fill one yesterday because we had the live draft for the podcast. And now tonight we're filling a fast draft. It's going to be a late one, 11 p.m. EST. This was actually JoJo's request. So come play with JoJo. I'm in there. I'm probably not going to stay in there. My kids are taking me to a concert tonight. So, but jump in there. Let's fill that thing up and get it slated to start. And then we have one more slow draft, and that will wrap up the first 10 redraft leagues. 3 weeks to the season. And based on how fast we filled those leagues, we're going to go ahead and release the next 10 leagues. Those are going to be Mortal Kombat characters, some of my favorite. So hopefully you guys saved a couple coins for that. To this point, Ballsville has filled 40 leagues of mini games. That's our mini leagues. That's our way too early best ball, budget best ball. It's only $4 an entry. That keeps us busy from February. We actually started during the Super Bowl and drafted all the way up to like the week before the NFL draft. So, once the draft occurs, that changes everything. And we change games. We go from that best ball game to our big game, which we filled 96 leagues of this year. We also had room for our triathlon game, which is a new game. 12 gods, 2 leagues per god. That's 24 leagues. And then for Dynasty, as I mentioned earlier, we have 32 leagues. And then redraft, once we get this wave done, we will have 10 leagues. So altogether, we're looking at 202 leagues, which is 2,200 entries. And at this point, we've given over $900 of giveaways and another 160 in minigame prizes. And there will be at least one more minigame. We usually have 5 out by now. But the way that things are going, it's been so much chaos, updating the site with every game, giving the whole website a makeover, planning out all of our media assets, and just a bunch of other additions that have caused a little delay in getting those mini games out. But it is important to us that we continue to give you guys those free extras, because if you join a $7 best ball game and you have $150 worth of mini games that you could possibly win, I mean, you can't beat that anywhere else. So we like to provide that. So that's impressive. Talked about the redraft leagues. The way that they work, there's $450 that the league pays out of the $600 that it collects. $100 goes to the bonuses, which we have all throughout the Discord. You can keep track of those. It's our ticker. Every $100 gives $70 to the championship bonus, $20 to the wagering bonus, and $10 to the runner-up bonus. So you're eligible to win those. Those are stackable with your league winnings, plus the wagering element is $150 per league that can be wagered. And as that monetary value comes down, your odds get better to win that. So you have to be in it to win it. And if you're going to wager all 75, and everybody wagers 75, you're looking at a massive upside. It's basically 150 times whatever leagues. Right now it's 80. So get in those games. There's always space available. We rarely have no open spots. So just if you're in the hubs or you're in the Discord, you'll see it come. And if you're not in those, then shoot one of us a message and we'll bring you in. So that's pretty much it. This is going to be the pilot, for the Ballsville update, and I will have a guest in the future. But for now, it's just me. Hey, Ballsville. We've had some magic happen this year, just like we did last year. A bunch of cool people came together to help out other cool people. plus we've had conversations, we've had friends that were made, we've had people that meet up in public, at meeting through Ballsville. We had a couple people that were going to investigate if they were related because they both had weird names and just happened to meet each other here. Small town neighbors met each other through Ballsville. So it is something magical. It's a community that keeps on growing. And we rely most of all on you, word of mouth. If you're happy being here, of course, you're going to want to tell a friend, bring them in. We're all inclusive. Let them know we do have a code of conduct. The code of conduct is here to protect you guys. It's not in our interest to shut anybody down, to silence anybody. We want you to speak up, be creative. If you have something to offer the crew, speak up. Let us know. Hey, I'm proficient in production or web design, coding, media aspects, animation, stuff like that. We all have a passion for what we do. I think Sarah said, we're all basically volunteers, which is very true. But we do have a lot of fun here behind the scenes, and we take care of everybody, and it's a good time. But you players are the ones that keep the lights on, and we stay grateful. And I want to thank you very much. And I'll see you when the season begins. I'll see you that Thursday before kickoff, before the games. So until then, go join the redraft league. Bye, guys.